You interviewed Cody, innit? A UFC
Yeah.
fighter. Cody's a UFC fighter. How was that?
It was good. He's cool. You know what? Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, it's not often I meet people that I don't know that are celebs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And instantly like them.
Yeah.
And I liked him.
Serious.
It was cool.
Cody, I can't say his surname. It begins
Garbrandt.
with G. Garbrandt.
Yeah,
That's the one.
That's what, I had that conversation with him about I was like, amazing, because it looks like it should be said a different way. But it's just Garbrandt.
Yeah, he's got a surname that literally looks like it's like mad, exotic and thing,
it looks
and
Polish.
said in a certain way. Yeah,
or something mad.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but it seems like it's like hard to say.
And then you say it exactly.
Do you know what? Yeah, he because I watched a lot of his fights and stuff like that, and just he did the that UFC program as well, like the UFC Championship fighter thing, which is like where they get like a bunch of different like amateur fighters and stuff like that, and if you win it, you get a contract with.
Was
UFC
it that blue and red thing?
Yeah. And I didn't like him. Like I watched that and I didn't like him, and I didn't like him when he had like a rivalry between another guy, him and a guy called TJ Dillashaw. Yeah. And like, bro, he was running up his mouth at every, like, you see, like that Conor McGregor trash talk, but it was like, it wasn't as, like, Conor McGregor's trash talk was quite, like, at a point, it was quite glamorous.
And comical.
Yes.
Whereas his is more destructive and rude.
Yeah. And just rude and just like, it was just shit, Anyway, TJ Dillashaw beat him, and then they had a rematch. And Bear running up his mat again. But this time, the funny thing was, in the first fight, in that fight, Cody was doing bare, like, even trash talking in the cage. Enough of it. And, like, just showboating or whatever, And the funniest thing about it all, was he went to kick my man, and then my guy moved. Then the guy went to kick him. TJ went to kick him, missed. And as he missed, he just did like a little showboat as if to say,
I've seen that.
You missed me, innit? TJ kicked him again in his face straight after that, bro. And that was it. It was done after that. Then they had a rematch again and he lost. But then it came out and then they both had another fight and they both lost against different opponents. But then it came out that fucking TJ had failed a drugs test and had been cheating. So it was like, anytime that somebody fails a drugs test, even if I don't like the opponent, I always find myself drawn to the opponent after that. Like, I always feel almost sorry for them because they were the ones who they wanted it so bad.
It looks and it looks like they've been in the ring with a cheater. You never know. You never, like, as in, like, I don't know, like, do you know how many drugs there are out there in terms of ones that some people are like, even didn't your Torre even get done for drugs or something like that? Or no, or was it Colo? Because he was just trying to lose weight. Like, as in, there's just so many different drugs out there that do different things. They're not all performance enhancers. Some are testosterone based. Some are like performance enhancing drugs. Some aren't. Like, but if once it's on a ban list, it's on a ban list.
From what I know, TJ's wasn't actually a performance enhancement. His was a shredding weight thing.
Well, in a way that I kind of don't give you a blow on that anyway, just because that is a performance enhancer. I guess, in it, like, in a weird way.
Well, it makes you train harder, doesn't it? Essentially,
yes.
If you're trying to shred weight, and you're finding it difficult, to be fair, a lot of it is part of your performance.
And the rest, but then there's other mad ones, dangerous ones that, like, actually carry more oxygen in your blood and, like, allow you to work harder and stuff like that. The maddest thing is, before that day, I'm not sure if I should be saying, obviously I'm not a UFC man. I only know the big guys. I had no idea who Cody Garbrandt was.
Okay.
Got sent a brief. I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm going to learn. Obviously, you watch some YouTube and all of that. And you learn it. Learned quite a lot because he's such a character. There's quite a lot on him. And then boom, and I meet him, and it's just, he was super cool. And he would never be like that in fight week.
Yeah, of course.
But he was cool. Like, it's not often you come away from meeting someone just like, I like him, and it was like that. He's cool, man, proper cool.
I guess that, like, usually in fight week anyway, you can be excused for being a bit of a dick. Because you're training hard, you're probably pushing yourself to limits that is just uncomfortable at times.
Yeah.
And also, you've got to beat somebody up.
And
I'm
that
not trying
person
to
wants
be
to beat
friends
you
now.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
That's
trying
it,
to be
it's
friends now. Talking of that, flipping KSI, boy. Who's KSI fighting again?
Logan Paul.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's like a really big YouTuber.
I didn't
as
realize
well.
how big he was. He's
Massive.
They are both on 20 million subscribers, around that. They're both about as big as each other, but arguably KSI is more relevant in a sense.
Massive.
But yeah, they're both ridiculously huge. And it's interesting because KSI is like the UK Logan Paul and Logan Paul is like the US KSI.
These times, I was thinking that I may be able to at some point finesse that KSI fight.
Oh, you actually thought you were getting that?
Wait.
I thought I could get him at some point.
What do you mean? What, did you want to fight my man or?
Just fight any of these YouTube guys that can make me some money.
Yeah, I hear that still.
There's some others. There's one, Anderson Gibb. He's a lot shorter than you though. The height would be a madness and the weight.
What's his weight?
But I don't know. But he's very good.
Is YouTube boxing even at that stage? Where they're
got weight
classes?
Yeah.
Well, they got weight classes?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they were I wouldn't say last time, I think.
I wouldn't say they're classes, but they're just kind of matching them up.
Oh yeah, so even
so it makes sense.
Yeah, and you have to make a weight.
Yeah. In all the fights in previously, they've had to make
these not make mad money.
Big dough.
You have no
big.
And you know when Sky Sports are involved,
yeah,
you know it means that they've been making big dough because Sky Sports won't touch that.
No.
If it's not something that really makes sense.
Well, Sky Sports didn't touch the first one, did they? And
no one touched the
no
first
one, and that's because they didn't
only
really see.
JD and Foot Asylum really had any input in terms.
Even
of
them, yeah. Like for example, everyone tried to keep it a little bit like because obviously like boxing's like a big sport, but these YouTubers in their first fight are making more than people have made in 5-year careers, 10-year careers.
Not more.
So
trust. More.
So there's like a little bit of like, I wouldn't say resentment, but there's definitely something to say, come on, these jokers coming in making almost a mockery of our sport. Which is why Eddie Hearn's got hold of this one and he's trying to at least pull some strings and say, right guys, if you're doing it, you're doing it with no head guards, you're turning pro.
It's 10 blah, blah, blah,
blah,
blah.
Just I know this seems really basic, yeah, but just for some people who don't know who Eddie Hearn is.
He is the head of Matchroom Promotions.
Yeah, he's a boxing
he's the biggest one in the country. Yeah, probably one of the biggest in the world right now.
His dad also was a boxing promoter, but
do you know what?
He did darts.
Well, that's still Matchroom. It's
still
Matchroom.
It's all under Matchroom. Yeah, they do loads. They do like bowling.
Yeah. They're
they
proper, massive. Things. It's just that Eddie is the face of the boxing now.
I can't lie to you. Yeah, I actually am a fan of just Eddie. Do you know that?
I am.
I watch so much interviews with him and IFL on YouTube. I think I've probably damn near seen nearly all of them.
You know, some of them are long, like an hour.
Yeah.
Just of him at his desk.
Or just him driving. Yeah. Him on the way to like Manchester or whatever. Yeah. But I think that like, whether you agree with him or not, he's just an interesting man.
Yeah, he's an
interested man. He's a businessman and he's a salesman.
That's it. He could sell you a Y-Reg Fiat Punto, 400,000 on the clock, and he'll say, "Listen, mate, I'll be honest with you, I don't even want to sell this."
Yeah, exactly.
This the only reason I'm saying it. Listen, this is a proper car. You know, none of these.
And with that being said, salesmen, or salespeople, I feel would always be good for a podcast. Seriously. A man like that will just sit there and explain to you why you should buy into something that maybe he doesn't even necessarily believe himself. Well, he believes it on that day.
Yes.
He believes it on that day.
Yeah.
But in a few days' time, or a few weeks' time, or a few months' time, you don't believe it.
You can't beat people like that, you know, because people like that can just outwit you. And before you know it, this pen that you was holding, he'll be like, this pen is fucking dog's bollocks. Yeah. This is the best pen for you. And it's just a pen, but they are able to give you answers and then somehow justify it as well. And he's just like, he came under a lot of scrutiny for the KSI thing, and he's justified it.
Yeah, I watched it. And by the way, he's also Anthony Joshua's boxing promoter. Yeah, but he came under a little bit of with the Saudi Arabia one. And what I thought was, I don't know if you saw it, yeah. So obviously they announced that. And then as soon as they announced it, he was on IFL TV, like proper salesman's mode, explaining to you exactly why this is going to be the biggest thing since the Muhammad Ali thriller in Manila. This is it.
He's a risk taker.
Yeah. And it's big business.
And if you want to make big money, you've got to be a risk taker.
And when it's all said and
done, they're having meetings with the king.
Follow the money. Follow the money. And that's it. Follow the money. Obviously, people are going to say that the Saudi one, people are going to have their backs up about it just because of Saudi's not great worldwide PR, let's just say. So people who aren't well educated, there will always be a stigma surrounding Saudi at the moment in their recent history or whatever it is. So people are going to look at it and be like, right, like he's taking a bit, like how are we meant to go there and have a normal boxing night where we have a beer and we do all our whatever it is we're doing. And you know what I'm saying? We can't do that in Saudi.
Do you know how mad, like, it will be, it's going to be the most interesting thing, because even watching the Khabib fight, which was recent, and that was in Dubai, and you look into the crowd, and it just looks so different because everyone in there is predominantly in white gear.
Yes.
Like, I shouldn't say gear.
White gear.
What is the
white
religious?
clothing.
White clothing. What is the male one? Arabic. Could you Google it for me, please? Because there's obviously it's called something. Yeah, that with the black thing around it, and it's just ram with that. Like ram with that, and you're not used to seeing that in those type of places. You're used to seeing like big energy, which there was energy. You could still feel the energy through the screen and stuff like that, but like an element of like
Abaya. Abaya. That's what it's called, yeah.
Okay. An element of like bit of lager. Oh
no. Sorry. That's the female. It is.
Get this right, you know.
Yeah, I know. A thorb.
A thorb.
Yeah.
If we've got this wrong, I really apologise.
I'm very sorry.
Blame Callum.
No, blame Google. Fuck off.
But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. But I get it anyway. I understand that. But him as a boxing promoter doing this, I get it from a business point of view. Obviously,
you can't deny it.
How can you deny that? How can you deny all of those millions?
Staples Center with a ridiculous audience, like an online audience speaking. Like that's crazy.
The thing is, his two strangest decisions in boxing in Saudi and KSI gonna make a shitload of money, man.
A ton of money
for a lot of boxers and a lot of people, and obviously for himself and for Matchroom. But good business is good business.
But do you know that he's trying to put a world title fight on the undercard?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
That's nuts.
That's the thing that I find. You have to explain that one to me, Dan, because you know what? Honestly, I just find I hate, because you said he justified it, and I've heard Eddie Hearn talking about it. You know, his thing of saying that you know what, big audiences, there's going to be a lot of people watching it and stuff like that, and like it's about introducing new fans to boxing and stuff like that. Whereas for me, I look at it in two ways. One, I look at the audience of like a lot of the people that went to the last fight, and it was, to me, a bit reminiscent of like going to WWE. Not to say that these men weren't fighting, because they were, and it was serious and it was on that stuff. But it was that. But also, to me, these men have millions and millions of followers, KSI and Logan Paul. And a lot of their followers follow them because they like them. How many of them really are going to go there and be like, oh yeah, I want to see something serious right now?
You know what? The thing is, you might just want to watch. That's why if you get characters on the undercard, and
this is the conversation.
If you get characters on the undercard and world-class fighters, even if it's just 5% of people that are watching, that's enough. As in, you're bringing new fans to the sport. So I get it. I get where there's an argument for both, innit? Like, at no point should a world title fight be second fiddle to a YouTube fight. But the YouTube fight is bringing in the fans right now. He's got that same problem with Derek Chisora, for example. He's meant to be fighting Joseph Parker on the undercard of a Josh Taylor Prograis fight, which is the elite. It's a unification battle at lightweight. Now that is the elite battle. There is world titles on the line, all of that. Derek Chisora is saying, I'm fighting my man, Joseph Parker. Yeah, there's no titles on the line, but we should be the main event because people are coming to see me. So it's a big argument between what fight is the best fight and the most important fight for a boxing purist and somebody who really understands the significance. Oh, he's got a WBC, he's got a WBO, and who just wants to see particular people fight. So,
do you know what? That's interesting. I think there's a couple of things that just come to my mind as well as you've explained that. is that, like, I think with this situation here with Billy Joe, who's the guy who's going to be defending his title potentially, he's probably going to make more money as the undercard anyway, defending his belt than he would if he was doing his own thing.
Exactly.
I agree.
That's one thing. But also, see, like, for a lot of kids, I get the percentages. So even if it was 5% of people that ended up liking boxing and all of that after that, cool. I understand that.
That still could be tens of thousands of people.
Yeah, that's true. I understand that. I get that. And also, you know what might happen? There might be some kids in there that, like, might watch Billy Joe, for example, and fall in love with him.
That's it.
Because a lot of kids are quite impressionable in that sense. For example, actually, doing tours with an artist, there's been times where I remember when I went on tour with Dappy, I was Dappy's DJ.
Such a good example.
Literally, when I was on tour with Dappy, the amount of kids that started following me on Instagram and Twitter just off the back of him. Now, yeah, they were interactive for like a couple of months.
Yeah.
But then after I finished the tour, some of them stayed, some of them didn't. But, you know, they're kids and life changes and all of that. And also, I wasn't particularly doing stuff that they would have ultimately been that interested in to stay with me, But what I would say as well, see, like with a lot of the kids that are going there, yes, you're going to get professional fights and shit like that, innit?
Yeah.
Which is going to be good boxing. Yeah, some good boxing.
Yeah.
But do kids even want to see that? Ain't that going to be boring?
No.
You're just going to want to go in and go there and see a man just slugging it out.
Yeah, maybe. But for example, Mayweather's was one of boxing's biggest attractions. His fights weren't slugfest.
Yeah, but you're dealing with adults here.
No, you're dealing with everyone.
Yeah, but
Mayweather, everyone, he somehow, because he was so outrageous outside of the ring and so flamboyant, and he made you have to pay attention, you kind of forget that he was boring as fuck inside. Not boring for me, but boring for somebody who wants to see violence. You're not seeing that. You're seeing mad footwork and slippery stuff, but it's not what ultimately you'd want to see if you were just coming to watch a fight.
Yeah.
So I think as long as you give enough outside of the ring, it doesn't really matter too much about what happens inside the ring.
But this is the thing. The difference between that, the comparisons is, see, like with Floyd Mayweather, one, I feel like the percentages of people that cared, if anything, were adults. But two, all of the people that cared outside of it because of Floyd Mayweather was only because they just wanted him to lose. So people just bought into this guy that they just want to lose.
Why?
Because of his character outside.
Exactly.
But what is the point I'm making again? We're talking about Billy Joe Saunders
like
here.
You just made mine.
Huh?
You just made my point still. As in, as long as you have a personality that polarizes people, just puts them either side of this fence, it means that as long as you keep winning, or then you can be as loud as you want.
Yeah, what was my initial point now about the Billy Joe Saunders thing? Was it about whether people care or not? People want to see.
Care.
Yeah. Okay, so will people continue to care? Okay, so providing that he's got a personality, basically,
and
you're saying that people.
He does. He's outrageous.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. He definitely does.
And also, he does stuff in the ring that kind of mugs people off. People like to see this. Like, you miss a punch by a few inches, he's gonna look at your punch like that as the punch goes past.
Yeah, that's true.
He does that. He's cheeky, innit?
Yeah, he is. But I mean, Billy Joe is probably maybe if you are going to put somebody in that, is probably a good person to put within.
Yeah.
But with that being said, if they're doing more of them, they're going to have to find more people with those type of personalities to keep them. And then I guess that's where.
I don't think is that where the sport?
Is that where the sport? No, okay, let me answer this then.
Then.
Is that where the sport changes then?
No,
because if that's the case, then you're getting people that are essentially watching the sport based off the characteristics of a person and not necessarily the ability of what they do.
But a lot of people do that anyway. A lot of people watch. So, for example, there's been some fighters I've watched that are not great fighters, but because of like the kind of like manic build up to the fight and almost a hatred and a bit of drama that happens in the build up, I want to watch that fight, even though you're not a top class fighter.
So essentially, the biggest fighters usually, or the best fight, the fighters that are going to get the most spotlight, really, in theory, is more, if not or equal, about what you do outside of the ring as opposed to it being 100%. Inside the ring. Yeah.
So we got as in, I don't think the sport will go too far in this direction because you have actually got KSI and Logan Paul, who are the biggest YouTubers out there in terms of like what they do. I'm not sure who's got more than 20 million subscribers.
There's a few, but they're in the top 10.
You see what I'm saying? There's only a few of these guys that can actually captivate such a wide audience.
In terms of characters of people, who they are without doubt the top in the world.
So you couldn't actually do this too many more times.
Anyway.
And I don't think you'd want to. It's a serious sport. Because if that's the case, then guess what? You're going to have to put their cruiserweights, yeah? They're fighting at cruiserweight. Eventually, if you want to flip in, just put Logan Paul in with, I don't know, Lawrence Okoli or Dion Juma. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're a cruiserweight, right? You're a pro, right?
Yeah.
Stop fighting YouTubers, fight a fighter, see what happens. You'll get cleaned out.
30, that's the thing.
40 seconds.
Logan Paul's spoken
but the thing is,
times.
kids will not want to see that.
Exactly.
Regardless of whether you have personality outside the sport or not, the large percentage of the kids that are going to see that ultimately want to see big entertainment. And entertainment, from their perspective, doesn't come through with it being clean cut in the way that you box. It becomes more of a slugfest.
Yeah. No, well, the entertainment from these guys happens way before the fight starts, and for a while, like in the last fight, they went back and forth with a load of videos to each other. Yeah. The 2 press conferences, a lot of confrontation, diss tracks. That's all where the entertainment value comes from the kids that are watching them. The fight itself,
it can be an anticlimax.
People will watch it because it's such a spectacle.
Yeah,
but that's not what they're enjoying the most, without a shadow of a doubt.
What are they enjoying the most?
The stuff that comes before.
Okay.
The back and forth, the beef, the diss tracks.
I think that's the case in real. So, for example,
but then that almost, because that says to me that, like, again, the majority of the kids that are watching it will just be watching it just based on the fact that they have an alliance with this person that they already have a connection to. So these two can go out and end up, they can go and do bowling. And it's going to be equally as big.
Yes.
As long as they...
However, there is a primitive part of humans that wants to see humans fight.
Yeah, of course.
So that is...
Massively.
It's like the ultimate sport. But what I say is this. So, for example, we got Ruiz and AJ fighting, yeah?
Yeah.
We are going to enjoy this build-up. And it started with the presser. Then we'll see the gloves are off and they're talking, they're looking at... People want to see the entire build-up.
Yeah.
And the fight in many ways is just it's a grand finale, but it's just a grand finale.
Yeah.
We've been slowly becoming more immersed in whatever this is by watching that interview. Oh, he said that he's a shit fighter. He said he's gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
He threw a glass. So I'm saying, like, we want to see. We wouldn't want to see the fight without any of that.
Of course. But this, again, now I sort of kind of remember the point I was trying to make, yeah? Everyone is very keen on what happens before the fight. That's the biggest thing in it. That's the thing that draws us in the most, yeah? Regardless of who's fighting. The entertainment value of it all, yeah? But after that, ultimately, people want to see what they perceive is a good fight in their minds. So you're a boxing fan, right? So a person who's not a boxing fan, you might watch a fight and think that it will, and know from a boxing perspective that what you're seeing is an absolute masterclass.
Yeah.
Because you understand boxing to a different degree.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody you're just introduced into the sport, for them, it's like UFC, for example, yeah? Now, I love grappling. I understand that game, yeah? And I can also sit down and talk somebody through the process of what's happening on the floor. Yeah. If I'm introducing somebody to UFC for the first time and this is happening, they might just think this is just a bit dead. But I'll tell you what they might like. They'll love a Conor McGregor, for example, because Conor McGregor is the person who's going to come and do the screaming and shouting. And also on top of that, Conor McGregor's a stand-up guy who wants to stand up on the ground and just start, and he's willing to swing it out. Yeah. So for a person who isn't necessarily has a IQ with UFC or boxing or whatever, the majority want to see someone slugging it out.
Yeah.
So the point that I'm making is that Billy Joe is a very good boxer. He's cheeky. He's got a very good personality and all of that, yeah? He's going to come, and one thing that we know that he's going to do very well in that is he's going to box very well.
Yeah.
That's what he's definitely going to do. See, my little brother, he's not trying to watch anyone box very well.
Yes.
He's just trying to see somebody get... No, not even just a fight. He wants to see someone get knocked out.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of the kids also that are watching Logan Paul and KSI just want to see someone get knocked out.
And they might well
definitely. And in this match, there might well happen.
Oh yeah, because
I don't think they will. Knocking someone out is not a joke. It's
hard.
Not easy, yeah. As in, like,
KSI's knocked someone out in sparring. I'm not saying that's the same thing, but he has done that.
It's hard.
Yeah, stopping someone in sparring is very normal.
No, I know, but I'm just saying Logan hasn't, KSI has. It's just something that is
we
possible.
don't know. I don't know. I reckon. How do you know Logan hasn't stopped anyone in sparring?
Because he would have screamed.
Some
it from
people
the
don't say.
rooftop. No, he would have. Guarantee it.
I feel like
in the build up of the fight, he definitely would have. There's no way if he knocks someone out.
It's not nice to stop your sparring partners and then talk.
If he knocks someone out in sparring, he would be screaming it from the rooftops. There's no way he's hiding.
All those boxing rules that people talk about that don't go with these.
You know, I could bring in someone off the road with and put a head guard on him, knock him out, and just go and say, "Oh yeah, I've been knocking out my sparring partners." It doesn't really matter. like. That don't matter, man.
I'm sure men have done that as well.
I personally, if gun to my head, I think Logan Paul's going to beat him anyway.
You think so?
I couldn't.
What makes you think that?
I think he's got the potential to just be a better boxer. I think he just got a little bit tired. I just think he was... Like, I watched a little bit of that fight recently. And in what I saw enough for Logan to be like, just go and train a bit harder, slightly differently, and just beat him. I have nothing against KSI. It's cool. I'm chasing that fight as well, innit? But... Like, I personally think...
Wait, can we get you sparring with JJ, please?
That's a good shout. I'm a cruiser.
Please, I will put you forward for that. I'll message him.
Yeah. Is he okay, though?
What do you mean?
Is JJ... That's his brother, right?
No, JJ is KSI, sorry.
Oh, shit, okay.
I didn't mean Deji. We're not talking about that.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, JJ, sorry.
Yeah, so as in, I'm presuming he's got bare pros around him doing all of that, but...
He's got Vidal Riley, who's his main trainer. He's signed to the Mayweather... camp.
Is he a trainer or a fighter?
No, he is a fighter, but he's started training JJ before he was a pro, and then obviously through that whole situation with the last fight, he later on
I'm just gonna home in on these guys. Have a look.
You know what? All you need to do, Dan, is just keep putting yourself out there the way that you are.
Yeah.
And then, and then before you know it, you can't be ignored.
Yeah.
You actually just can't be ignored. If you're on Chelsea TV,
I would love you to spar
if you're on Chelsea TV, you're on Filthy Feathers, you're on here, you're on doing other bits and pieces, yeah. If all you got to do is just keep putting yourself out, and then it gets to a point where man just has to, and if a man don't bite to it, then it's kind of like, what you scared of? What you scared of? What you scared of? Start testing a man's temperature.
But would his trainer want to put you in the ring with him, knowing that you're a good boxer before his fight?
Dan's a shit boxer, bro.
I'm the shittest.
He's dead. He got knocked out in sparring.
Yeah, shit. But you see what I'm saying? Like, for example, do you know how many sick amateurs there are? Like, in every gym, right? What's the day? It's Thursday, 6 o'clock. Right now, there's 100 sick amateurs in gyms around London that'll do me, fuck me over, yeah? And they're all looking at this fight, this KSI fight, thinking, like, I can't believe that these lot are headlining anything. Like, there are sick fighters out there. In these gyms, still amateurs.
You just got to understand, this isn't about sick fighters.
So this is what I'm saying to everyone. Maybe just get a little bit louder, a little bit more outrageous. And it's not... Boxing typically is a gentleman's sport where you're supposed to show respect and not be too loud about it, and you're meant to do your fight, let your fight and do the talking. But everyone who's getting the bag recently, in recent years, is being loud as anything.
Well, look, Tommy Fury from Love Island. If he announces a fight, it's gonna sell decent, and it probably gonna be bare gal.
100%.
Because he was on Love Island, and you get what I'm saying. I guess now, fortunately and unfortunately for some people, in order for you to get the extra bag, you've got to do something a bit different.
Yeah.
Do you get me? You either have to flex a personality, or you have to do something different to get noise.
Or just knock everyone out and just do it. You can do it the long way, but I'm saying if you want to do it...
I guess if you're out here trying to make peas, then be loud. If you're trying to be out here, just be the best boxer and just focus on that.
I personally think if someone turned pro tomorrow and was just loud, could fight a bit as well, but was just loud, saying, I want mine, I'm going to knock him out. Like, and it's just on one. And you see, like, where everyone... when you scream so loud, you just can't not be heard. Everyone sees you, everyone hears you. If you do that, you get a world title fight before the guy that just fights and fights and fights and fights.
Yeah.
Being loud is good, man.
Yeah, it is to
but you got to win.
You've got to win.
Once you lose,
and then also, I get it. Also, it does sometimes. Obviously, if you care about your legacy, then that's where it becomes a bit different, for example. So for like Khabib in UFC, for example, he's very legacy based.
But that legacy, as in, for example, Mayweather has a massive legacy. He was outrageous. His is slightly more. His is such a spiritual. He has such a spiritual standpoint that being loud goes against his culture and against his religion and all of that. So who he is in many ways will captivate just as many people as someone who's loud and brash.
Of course, but also because he keeps winning.
But also he needs a dance partner. So if you have two people that are very super respectful, it doesn't glue as well as if you got somebody that's super respectful and somebody that's really loud. Yeah. Which is why the McGregor-Khabib fight was so big.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people don't watch these type of things, but there's looking like there's going to be a big fight between Khabib and a guy called Tony Ferguson. And Tony Ferguson is, I wouldn't say he's better than Khabib on the floor, but he's definitely as good as him on the floor. And that's where Khabib has always managed to dominate his opponents on the floor. And the last fight that he had, and I've been saying this before, I'm a massive Khabib fan, but I do feel like sometimes when he lunges in, either he's lunging in at the time where he feels like, I've dominated so much, I don't respect you anymore, I've got you the way that I want you, the beef is kind of cooking now, I could do what I want. But he's putting himself in a position where a man can go for the guillotine. And he was, I don't know if you saw the fight, his last fight, he got put in the guillotine and it was tight, bro. And literally anyone else at that time, anyone that was even remotely just like 10% better on the ground, he's fucked. He's not, because Khabib's not going to tap out, so that's a choke. He's out of the game.
Yeah.
The guillotine it was right in there, bro. It was tight, bro. Proper tight, but he just couldn't lock it.
It's like, the thing is, I think Khabib's super strong. So I think, I not that I understand this anywhere near as like you do, but he's so strong that it just makes him kind of unbearable to overpower. Even when you got him on the ground and you're sick, I heard, like, from what I get his guy is strong. Like, he's just a very strong Chechen man.
Well, imagine imagine you're kind of tired and someone is just leaning on you. Yeah. They're leaning on you and you can't
anyone with
much.
that kind of size head is strong.
Yeah.
His head is wham.
Yeah, his head's massive.
Wham.
He's massive. Have you seen Skepta's trainers, by the way? They look alright, you know. He's got some new boots that dropped. And I keep missing them.
They're sold out.
They're sold out already?
Yeah, they're sold out straight away, I think. Saw bare people trying to get them. Maybe they sold out in a lot of sizes, but basically
them type of trainers don't go on general sale, do they?
No, not really. I think they go on. Well, his went on sale on his website. They didn't even go on sale on Nike's website. You had to go to his.
Well, by the way, can I just say this while we're here? Yeah? There's a brand, that they haven't paid me to say this, by the way. This is just genuinely like a thing that I'm liking at the moment, and it's Filling Pieces. Have you ever seen their kicks?
Yeah,
bro, their kicks are hard, bro. Like, seriously, you can Google it, Callum. Filling Pieces, decent sort of price.
Filling Pieces.
Yeah. But the trainer is super comfortable, and the design is just proper,
sleek.
Smart,
sleek. Yeah. But it's a shoot.
Yeah,
a trainer.
Exactly. So like, I got a pair early this year, and now I'm just invested, bro. Seriously, the trainer is just cold, bro. The design, everything.
Classic.
The clothes are quite expensive. Like, some of the tracksuits and shit like that are just mad expensive. But
what did you get? Like the almost Air Forcey looking ones?
No, I got was it Innovation or whatever they're called?
Oh, you went to the Innovation ones. Yeah, they're very.
Yeah, I got them.
They look like classic silhouettes done with nice materials, basically.
Yeah, the materials are banging.
Yeah, or it looks like legit leather.